Hey people, Intro here, 53 Faction War. This is Hades Wastes and Chaos Space Marines versus Orks. For the Blue Chaos fellas, Pax is a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero. Walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption. Fighting in melee, maybe some Night Lords recolored here. Alongside, strongest Latinos as a Plague Champion. Starts off with a damage of a time bolt gun, can get to melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, can repair stuff too. And rounding off the Blue Chaos fellas is Lucifer as a Chaos Sorcerer. Offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. More Black Legion. I think strongest Latinos is using the elite scheme though. Red Orks, Norni as a Mekboy, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat with a bunch of orky gadgets, can repair stuff as well. Alongside Zeno's Warboss, a melee hero, walking through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. And rounding off the teams, the Tenso as a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orkish style begins with a twin link shooter. I see Lucifer's doom bolting the crap out of those sluggers. Did they finish the war banner? I think they did. There is it. There it is being activated. Heretics under infiltration getting into melee. I see strongest Latinos. Heretics getting torn up. I think they're going to wipe, but can they wipe the sluggers in response? And those guys have burners. I think they have enough to get away here. And the CSM are likely to drop a model trying to get it done. Yeah, model drops on those fellas, but they should be fine after that. Plague Champion is going to be duckered and sent packing, which means Zeno can maybe get through and touch the power, although more CSM coming in from strongest Latinos should replace those heretics, I think. Double shooters for all of the Orc players. The Tenso into a Painboy here. This is the mid. East side is the Sorcerer versus Kommando. And west side contested, Chaos Lord versus the Mech. And look at this. Power bash. They bash the node, the sluggers here. Chaos Lord is not going to be pleased. Those CSM do send them packing. Strongest Latinos does indeed replace the heretics. Chaos Lord having a go in the mid. Going to get duckered away in a second. There we go. Does retreat. Could have maybe tried to play for a kill of the week, but it would have been tricky on these shooter boys as they constantly tried to reposition and shoot you. Oh, we got blood axes here for the Tenso. These orky caps. And there's the Painboy who can heal over time orky infantry with a Git source. Mines chucked in by Norni. So they're going to need Aspiring Champions and all the Heretics, I guess. There we go. Aspiring Champion comes in for Pax's Heretics. He's a melee fighter with a bolt pistol and a chainsword. A Marine, in fact. A Chaos Marine. So he's no pushover, that fella. Makes the other Heretics tougher. This is strongest Latinos also with a Heretic Aspiring Champion. There's the heal over time on the sluggers. Those guys ripping through the heretics, and more sluggers as well causing problems. These guys could become a big issue here, although that was an awesome black grenade throw, and there's stuff in retreat to finish them. Just as I said, the sluggers could become a problem with Painboy support and stuff. They get black grenaded and wipe. The Curse of Indrid. The strongest move ever. Chaos Lord with a combi flamer on the way. There it is. That's going to kill a slugger really fast, actually, as they try to escape. Yep, down he goes. And there's some duck at it. Has turned red, the VP. The immolation there setting off some mines, which is quite handy. 487 to 498 early on with a 2-1 in the favor of the Orcs. Dark Halo coming in for the Chaos Lord. Painboy also for Zeno. Havoc's on the way for Lucifer. What is this Chaos Lord up to? Ran all the way through chasing these shooter boys. Oh, he's got some support. There's a Doom Bolt from downtown. Plague Champion's also here, leveling up actually, with fetid armor on the way. Dark Halo thrown up. And Chaos Lord has Harness of Rage coming in. Fully kitted out in tier 1 there, the Chaos Lord. Plague Champion barely makes it out, 18 hit points. Level 2 now. Storm Boy's coming in for Norni. Oh, just lost his sluggers. So he's lost sluggers and shooter boys early on. Quite painful. Warboss gets a big old stomp. Bang bang hammer on the way for damage buffs on hit for his allies nearby. 460 to 498. On the east side, what is this? That's a Kommando doing sneaky things. Opening up with some Daka against those heretics. Really good weapon is Twin Link Shooter. Sorcerer had the Sword of Flame. Straight after that, Painboy, eh? And has Eternal War on the Chaos Space Marines. Do we have Eternal War elsewhere? Yes, we do. Double Eternal War for Strongest Latinos, and we got it also for Pax. Pax did not get another unit up, right? Just invested heavily in the Chaos Lord, I guess. We'll see if it pays off. Where is he now? He's coming out of base. West side is red. Bunch of Chaos stuff here, but they know what's coming, and it's Storm Boys who have power weapons, sluggers supported by a Painboy and a Warboss, and they've just rotated mid instead. Could get through and bash the power decently well with double CSM. Meanwhile, on the eastern side, Havocs are set up to try and lock down this area. They can flank around, as you can see. Set up weapons have a limited firing arc. Could also just chuck the stun bomb, I suppose. Kicking off in the mid. Warboss gets doom blasted by heretics and then stomps them. CSM creates some space to pour damage on alongside the Plague Champion. Level 2 Warboss actually tanks them quite well without an armor upgrade there or anything. Storm Boys have found a way into melee and they narrowly avoid the Blight Grenade throw, but they're going to need to be very careful of that. Plague Champion can just wait for them to land and then chuck it, and I don't think they can dodge it really well if that happens. 418 to 498 on the VPs. Painboy's in there. There's a heal over time on the sluggers. Plague Champion's in melee for some reason. What is he up to? The Plague Champion's default melee attack is very poor. There we go. Go back to shooting. Warboss makes it out on 11 hit points, maybe even lower, when he started running. Orks pushing through the east side onto the natural victory point, and the Painboy is going to try decap. Getting shot at though, needs to be careful. Kommando runs. Doesn't look like they want to try decap here, which I think is smart. It's a bunch of bolter guns coming in. There's some heretic worship for Nurgle, giving health regen to strongest Latinos units, and there's tier 2s all round for the CSM. Zeno already there with a war truck on the way. Can they get through and bash the power here? There's a lot of bolt guns, as I said. Heretics can support with worship. Blight grenades can run interference. Looks like they're happy to stay east and maybe just decap the VP at the moment. Meanwhile, have a war banner over here. Kind of close-ish to the VP. Could activate it before a big fight, maybe. Some Khorne worship for faster speed on Pax's units. The Chaos Lord did hit level 2. Straight into tier 2 now with bloodletters on the way. War truck is up. Support vehicle for Orks. You can reinforce your boys off it. And it has some Daka. You can also jump inside to avoid light grenades, for example. When they get a cap, they got a full cap on this VP. Some Tzeentchian worship there. Big rush from the Orks. Not a subtle push by any means. Might have been worth shutting down the Havocs first, but they just got stun bombed. Bunch of stuff jumps inside the truck. Okay, those sluggers maybe took some unnecessary damage just rushing in there. Plague Champion, meanwhile, has got a Plague Fist. And then maybe promptly dies. Oh, Warboss didn't hit him. Warboss is instead kicking some Chaos Space Marines. Here's some chosen Plague Marines now for strongest Latinos. These guys are unique to the Plague Champion. Pretty awesome melee squad. Have damage over time Plague Knives with power melee up front. Also passively damage nearby enemies, and they can create zombies with Nurgle's Rot. There's Nurgle's Rot. As those guys die, they will create some little orky zombies. They soon perish, but they can mess stuff up while they're alive. Orks, though, able to just brute force their way through onto the power, and they might be able to get a full bash here, actually. Just put the Warboss on decap while everything else bashes, perhaps. Burners using their burners. Sorry, sluggers using their burners, I should say. Yeah, I think they're going to get a full bash here. That's pretty good. Right at the start of tier 2 to get a full bash is pretty good. What is this? So Mekboy still chucking mines around. Hey, Chaos Dreadnought in play for Lucifer. Maybe Mark of Khorne with Sorcerer warping stuff. There's the full bash. Oh, they didn't get a decap though. So not all bad for Chaos. It's a nice stun bomb though from the Tenso. Is that a boss pole I just saw there? Yep. Boss pole is in for the Warboss. So it's a strong support build so far with the Bang Bang Hammer and that boss pole. Chaos Lord with a good special attack on some poor shooter boys. So we're going to wipe if they're not careful. That Norni, that's Norni again, completely forgetting about their shooter boys, which I think is what happened earlier when they lost them. I saw them on the radar. The Mekboy has his Daka big shooter for more piercing DPS. And a battery pack now with those mines. Looks like the Orks are going to take the Western VP. But not before they get rid of the Chaos Lord. There's a kill to weak. But he can't hold them for long alone. On the east side, the Chaos Dreadnought does not have a mark yet, but the Havocs do. They have the Mark of Khorne for an awesome autocannon. There it is. Good damage to all targets with a smaller area of effect, just ripping through that Pain Boy. Meanwhile, the Sluggers are infiltrated by Hide the Boys, global ability of the Kommando knob, and a Weird Boy is in for Norni. Down to the Storm Boys and Weird Boys. Where Weird Boy. Here he is, with his brain sticking out. Support sub-commander for Orks. Has a really good basic attack, which does plasma cannon damage. And was that the... Yep, that's Warpath. To buff those Storm Boys. Maybe we'll see double Storm Boys or something. Or perhaps Norni will try to carry this through to tier 3. You right, guys alright? Oh, they're not alright. Those are melee commanders, weren't they, for the Tenso there? 373 to 342 on the VPs. 2-1 for Chaos fellas. Had both the natural victory points there. Got some looters with the Beamy Death Gun. Dark Flames and Torment, Chains of Torment combo is classic. And all those guys ran. Meanwhile, Orks pushing up the west side very effectively, actually. 2v1 against Pax, I think. Here comes the assist from Strongest Latinos. Double CSM using Slaughter. Might need to draw their chainswords. There we go. That's suddenly a really bad fight for the Storm Boys. You just got a heal from Battery Pack. Chosen Plague Marines in there too. Storm Boys holding up to it quite well with the heal, of course. Are they going to be able to get away though? Because there's a Plague Champion in retreat path. Could chuck his light grenades. Maybe it would have been worth it to wipe them. Although the Storm Boy Knob Leader came in there, so they might have survived anyway. Might have survived anyway. Warboss with spiky armor in. Still needs to flee the Chosen Plague Marines though. Bloodletters meanwhile are busting up a War Banner. Pax with just Bloodletters and Heretics I think had a rough time on that 2v1 there. Tons of resources for Zeno. They are floating a lot here. 359 to 320 on the VPs. Some Zenchin worship. Strongest Latinos, not so subtle, just sending the Chosen Plague Marines alongside the Plague Champion there. Level 4 Plague Champion has done well. Orks threatening the VP but couldn't quite get on it. And we got a Mark of Zinch. Chaos Dreadnought here. Sick of this War Truck maybe. War Truck's in a bit of trouble actually. Bloodletter's doing some decent work on rear armor. Now they phase out so they can't get hit. And the Chaos Lord meanwhile is capping the VP, and I think they can get it done. There's Kill the Weak. VP is indeed capped, and here's Strongest Latinos with the assist. Needs to start that Nurgle worship there. Not doing so. Orks coming to rotate, and 2v1 Strongest Latinos now. Yeah, Heretics should have been worshipping on that approach. But I'm not sure it would have made a difference in the end when it was 2v1. Here comes Lucifer though. Level 2 Chaos Sorcerer. Could use Chains of Torment to slow down that blob of orky melee stuff. Plague Champion goes down. Bloodletters with some Khorne worship, but I don't think Pax can really approach with only 2 units on the field. There's a Chains of Torment. Dreadnought being used in melee mode at the moment. You guys shooting at? Oh, the Kommando. Gonna die if he's not careful. Kommando falls. The Tenso busy microing other stuff, I guess. Triple cap now for the Orks. Great Unclean One on the way for Pax, and a Land Raider Phobos for strongest Latino. Zeno, meanwhile, with a Knob Squad on the way. With lots of Warboss buffs in already. They can be quite dangerous, eh? Not a lot of red on the Chaos team to get Terminators up, maybe. Painboy getting a bit too close to stuff, but runs. Can they hold this VP here? That war truck is very low, trying to get repaired. Warboss going in to tie up the Dreadnought. Tries to do a frenzied barrage. I think he was trying to hit the war truck there, but it was already moved. 261 to 304 on the VPs. Double cap for the Orks. Some good aggressive pushes and getting some solid 2v1s, and they've got some losses off the Chaos fellas. But there's that Great Unclean One now for Pax. Coming out of base and straight, I assume, onto this contested victory point here. Kommando still down in the northeast corner. Got some sneaky sluggers. Autocannon and Heretics, can they deal with it? Doom Blast to suppress them and keep them in autocannon range. Heretics need to run though. And they did deal with it. Level are these sluggers? Level 2 sluggers holding up really well there. Power bashing on the western edge. There's a Great Unclean One. Greater Demon for Chaos fellas. There's a Foul Snare as well. Passively damages nearby enemies. Powerful melee and some nasty abilities. And of course, since he's a big old demon fella, you can worship him. Norni's down to 0 units all of a sudden. Okay. No idea what happened. But they are super dead. Recovering now with Commandos. I mean, Orks can recover super well in Tier 3. Great Unclean One passively damaging those mines, which is kind of handy. Looted tank on the way for the Tenso. Predator tank for Pax. On the eastern side. What is this? Just a bit of fisticuffs. Are they going to try and push through? Looks like it doesn't want to push through. Great Unclean One does. On the power now, trying to bash it. It's a ballsy move. Could get the Great Unclean One trapped out here. Maybe Lucifer is paying attention with the warp ready. Here's the Tome of Subjugation. Good counter in general to elite infantry. So we'll mess with the Orks and their knobs, especially, I think. May see it targeted on sluggers if they prove to be a big nuisance. War truck is still around, although 12 hit points. It's going to survive, I think. Here's the Land Raider Phobos. Big push from the Chaos fellas. Well played, Pax. Opens it up for strongest Latinos to come in. And it's double level 3 CSM now. No marks, but even without marks, if you pop Slaughter, they will hurt a lot. And there's the tank with Mark of Khorne for more speed, more damage. Locking down the west side are the Chaos fellas going to get a full bash, maybe even a decap, although they lose their natural. There it is. Decapping Painboy. Does have the stronger git source. Norni's got those commandos up, and now some tank busters coming in. Completely missed what happened to their stuff. I mean, they were only down to the Storm Boys and the Weird Boy at one point. 230 to 244. Looted tank is getting some repairs. I don't want to show rear armor though. Uh-oh. Phobos on the other side, getting pincered between autocannon and a Phobos. Not finished yet though. There we go. Took its time, but the Phobos gets it done. Chosen Plague Marines hitting level 3. Level 5 Plague Champion as well. Another Predator on the way for Pax. Orks losing some momentum here, feels like. 2 of their heroes down. Norni having to recover. Which is going to slow you down, even if you're Orks and you can recover very well. Double tank busters though. And a Knob Squad looking for the Phobos. With Warboss support. But there's the Chains of Torment. Need to try and shoot that central mass there to take down the chains. It's not easy in the midst of battle. Flash gets on the field with blasters helping out, taking down the chains. Nob squad continuing on through. Warboss has taken a big chunk of damage. Those tank buster volleys are so painful. They got Kommando with a missile launcher too. Now the Great Unclean One joins in. Although just missed with that cloud of flies there. Tank buster barrage. Misses the tank but hits some heretics. The Warboss has survived. Nob squad in retreat. Just got a heal from somewhere, maybe the Pain Boy. I don't think the Mekboy is alive. No, he's still down. Oh, Warboss has gone down. All 3 Orc heroes down, which can be so painful in a team game. And all 3 Chaos heroes up. Although, Mr. Plague Champion, you okay there, buddy? Goes down, I think. Yes, as soon as I say that. Double cap now for Chaos. Can they keep the pressure on? Bloodletter's phasing out. Chaos Lord going for revive meanwhile. And gets it. And levels to 8. That's a big fat Chaos Lord right there. Great Unclean One sends the sluggers packing, but is taking a lot of damage. Here's some more backup though. Is it too far gone? Can the Sorcerer warp it out? I mean, he's back at base, ready to do so. Is he paying attention though? 199 to 173. Great Unclean One. There's a cloud of flies. Looks like he's going to be alright. Single cap here for the Chaos fellas. Looks like it's going to be a 2-to-1 because Orks are on the contested. Nurgle Shrine's getting shot down. Are they interrupting their own capping over here? And I don't think Strongest Latinos has noticed that those Chosen Plague Marines are knocked off the cap. Tank should be able to deal with this war truck once and for all. Down it goes. Are they both Mark of Khorne? Yes, they are. A very good mark. Okay, Chosen Plague Marines are back on the cap now. Almost level 4. VP still very close. Orcs starting to get some of their mojo back. More commandos coming in. Another looted tank coming in. Double tank busters all blobbed up there. Had to run. There's subjugated Nob squad. Sending them into trouble, although they're getting awfully close to that tank on low hit points there. All of a sudden, double Marco Zine CSM pumping serious damage into that Nob squad. Level 4 as well, I think, both of them. Yeah. Can't do much once the Nob squad get into melee, though, eh? Chains of Torment came out late. Maybe it was on cooldown. Maybe it didn't have enough energy. 199 to 149. On the VPs. Warboss is getting repairs somehow. Oh, there's heretics back there. Nobody can quite push through at the moment. Nob squad doing huge amounts of heavy lifting, soaking up a lot of damage. Wiped out the Plague Champion there. Where's the other tank? Oh, they're both there. Some power bashing commandos. There's a response now from Pax. Meanwhile, can the CSM get through onto this VP? Sorcerer, no. I wants to fight first. There's more Orcs coming in. Big tank buster barrages. Warboss has to move forward to dodge the barrage and gets closer to a bunch more rockets. Does get the Dirge Caster off, and there's a nuke from Strongest Latinos. Looks like it's a decent one. The Warboss goes down, though. I think one of the tank busters is wiped. Yeah, one of them was wiped. 199 to 75 on the VPs. Is that the same Dreadnought? It is. Awesome. Is that Kommando still down up there? Poor bastard. Would actually be really useful with his rocket launcher, trying to get on rear armor on the Raptors, on the Predators maybe. Bow Snare. Doesn't quite wipe those shooter boys. Nob squad having another run at it, but that's a lot of stuff to get through. Rocks is going to help though. Cloud of Flies disrupts them. Marco Zinzius, I'm able to dodge the rocks. Now they can turn and apply that DPS. There it is. Another great unclean one in play as well. Yeah, Chaos Fella's looking pretty strong. Pax is floating resources even. Huge amounts of it. Lucifer got that second great unclean one. Strongest Latinos also floating like mad. Another Abyss. On the allied great unclean one there. Pax. Okay, he's alright. He's alright. Oh, Rocks also dropped in. The Chosen Plague Marine's having a stroll through the Abyss as well for some reason. Pay attention, fellas. West side, meanwhile, some fast capping commandos on the VP. But they may get both the naturals here. The Great King one of Pax. Is it going to get warped out? There it is. Lucifer was indeed paying attention and he got warped away. Very, very handy having a friendly Chaos Sorcerer, eh? There's the 1-to-1. I think these Bloodletters can finish the cap here. The tank doesn't have the boom gun yet, which may have been able to stop him. Oh, but then gets Mark of Khorne from those Chaos Predators, eh? Level 3s. Packing a punch. Single cap now for the Chaos Space Marines. Thanks to these sneaky commandos right here. They're going to finish the cap, I think. I don't think they've noticed. There's the double, though, for Chaos. There's the 2-to-1. GG, says the Tenso. Orks got out brute forced, I think. Those double tanks of Pax are amazing. Double Chosen Plague Marines for strongest Latinos, apparently. And look at the float on the Chaos Fellas, too. Huge amounts. The big losses for Norni really put a break on their momentum, didn't it? Couldn't quite recover quickly enough, I don't think. Single cap at the end. It's enough for the Chaos Fellas to get it done. We had a level 9 Chaos Lord. Combi Flamer, though. It's not like he had the Armor of the Inferno either. That was all Combi Flamer action. Level 7 Plague Champion down at the end. Level 5 Sorcerer. Yeah, we had a lot of downed Orc heroes as well, which didn't help them. Level 4 Mech. Level 5 Warboss. And a level 4 Kommando. I don't think he ever got back up. Was down for ages. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for playing a faction war. The Tenso, of course, the main man, getting his replays to me. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.